Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a crazy show for y'all, man. This is one that really caught me off guard. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Let's get into today's topic. So, Shannon Sharpe is the man of the hour. After he got fired from ESPN, everybody reacted to it. And then what seemed like 24 hours later, he got hit with another lawsuit by someone that attended an Usher concert. We did a show about it. And it's a crazy one, another $20 million lawsuit. So, when it rains, it pours in the case of Shannon Sharpe. But anyway, I was going through the internet this morning and I came across an article here from The Sun. And the article had a totally different title, which like a totally different topic item that I was thinking of talking about. But then I was reading through the article. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What? What did it say? So let me read it says, sigh of relief. Top name to replace Shannon Sharpe could eat Stephen A. Smith alive. Okay. As First Take staff celebrates ESPN cutting ties. Folks, the staff members of First Take are celebrating the fact that Shannon Sharpe got fired. You heard that correctly. This is the article that we want to get into. Before we even get into it, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. All right, so let's read a little further into this article. It says ESPN could be targeting a big-hitting American sports legend to replace Shannon Sharpe on First Take, insiders have claimed. Disgraced former NFL star Shannon Sharpe was officially let go by the TV network this week in the wake of his accusation. Shame. It then continues on. Shannon Sharpe announced his exit from ESPN in the wake of his involvement in a sexual assault lawsuit. The Sun understands First Take host Stephen A. Smith wanted close pal Sharpe to remain on the show. The 57-year-old, who had not appeared on air since the storm broke in April, has settled a lawsuit with his female accuser. A lawsuit was filed against Sharpe by a woman with whom he had a 2-year relationship, alleging that he engaged in a pattern of manipulation, physical assault, and sexual assault against her. Sharpe was first sued for $50 million, but it was unclear how much the settlement involved. The Sun understands loudmouth First Take host Stephen A. Smith was, I don't know what that word is, to see Sharpe go despite alleged attempts to keep his pal on the show. Insiders, however, stress most ESPN staffers were delighted with the decision, with one describing it as the best news we could have hoped for. According to two well-placed sources, Jason Kelsey, who has proved a hit as a pundit on Monday Night Football, isn't interested in the role, but that opens the door for NBA legend Charles Barkley, who's the name on everyone's lip. Charles would be a fantastic addition. I used to work with him many years ago. He's a funny guy and he would fit perfectly on the show. A member of the production staff told The Sun. Then goes on to say Barkley is best known for his pundit role. Okay, so that's a totally different article there. What are my thoughts on this? The staff is celebrating that Shannon Sharpe got let go of. Well, look, this isn't the first time I heard something like this before. We even heard some murmurs back a few months back that some of the staff members were unhappy with Shannon Sharpe and even Stephen A. Smith. They were saying that Stephen A. Smith was too greedy after he landed his $100 million contract. They thought it was a money grab and all of that stuff. But this is not a good thing, man. This is just not a good thing. For people to be celebrating that you're off the show. What were you doing that caused people to celebrate the fact that you're no longer employed at this network? What were you doing? What were you doing? And then you look at the last stop that he was at where he was let go of. And according to what I understand, the main reason Shannon Sharpe was let go of was because of that brawl, or that, not brawl, that incident that he had at the Lakers game with the Grizzlies players. They were like, this is the final straw. And then you had the other situation. I mean, apparently the other situation that he had at the place he used to work with before ESPN. So now you have three major networks where things don't work out. And now you leave ESPN First Take, a place, by the way, to be fair to Shannon Sharpe, where he was helping them get record ratings. Like when he was there, he was a boon for that network. I mean, for that show. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I remember sometimes they were getting an audience size 10 times the size of First Take of Undisputed. 10 times. It was just absolutely insane. So in terms of from a revenue standpoint, he was very, very successful. And yet and still people are saying, we want you gone. We're relieved that the network got rid of you. We were even hearing reports that after that first video that came out with the audio, Michelle, the leaked sex video, whatever it was, people were surprised he wasn't suspended for that. It's like Shannon dodged the bullet there. And then when the second incident came out after this lawsuit came out, people were surprised that he was still being let on air. People thought ESPN should have suspended him sooner. It was only when the audio started to come out of him and this accuser, this lady that he had the issue with, the audio was being circulated online. And they were like, okay, now we got to let him go. But people behind the scenes were like, bro, why is he still here? So when you have a staff that's not even vouching for you, it's like, what exactly is going on? Right? What is going on? What is going on in the background that a lot of us don't see? Because one would think that your production staff, the people that you work with on a daily basis, would be rooting for you. But to hear some people say that they're relieved that this guy is gone, it's crazy work. It's absolutely insane. And now we got to the point where it's like, okay, now we need to look inward. Because you see, look, at a certain point, people like to play, oh, well, Shannon is being targeted and they're trying to go after the black. Really? Okay, but what about all the other black guys that are not getting in trouble? Let's not always do that, because we're absolving people from responsibility. This is a grown-ass man we're talking about. We're not talking about a little boy here. This is a very grown man. Not like a dude in their late 20s, early 30s. No, somebody in their 50s. You're a full-grown man. At that age, you're old enough to be a grandfather at that age. So let's also place some of the responsibility on these grown-ass men and let them take accountability for some of the decisions that they make. These are not babies here. Let's not put them in diapers. Okay, let's not put them in diapers. But nevertheless, this is very surprising to hear. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this report? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show and I'm out. Peace.